Target just quietly did something that should have made every overpriced beauty counter in America nervous. This year, in 2026, it rolled out the single largest beauty refresh in its history. Thousands of new products, with more than 90% of them under $20, and tucked inside all of it are a handful of genuinely brilliant skincare products that quietly outperform brands costing 5 and 10 times as much. The problem is that the new shelves are flooded, the hype is loud, and most of what is screaming for your attention is not worth your money. So I did the work for you. I went through the new lineup with the only lens that matters, proven ingredients and real value, and pulled out the 10 skincare products actually worth putting in your cart right now. And I am saving the most important one for last, because number one is the single most powerful anti-aging product on that entire shelf, and it costs less than your lunch. Before the list, here's the rule I judged everything by, because it will protect you for the rest of your life, not just on this trip. I did not pick anything because it was trending, because a celebrity slapped their name on it, or because the packaging looked expensive. I picked purely on two things. Does it contain ingredients that genuinely work, the ones with real science behind them, and is it honestly priced for what is inside? That filter is brutal, and it knocks out most of the loud, pretty, hyped new arrivals instantly. What survives is a short list of quietly excellent products, the same proven actives the luxury brands use, sold at Target without the markup. And it is worth understanding what actually changed at Target this year, because it tells you why this list exists at all. The store rethought its whole beauty section, leaning hard into two things its shoppers said they wanted: ingredients they could trust and prices that did not hurt. It brought in its largest ever Korean beauty lineup, added new dermatologist-founded brands, expanded the trusted pharmacy names, welcomed cult sunscreen brands that used to live only at the prestige counter, and built a clearer, easier layout to help you actually find what is new and what works. The result is that a regular store you already walk through for groceries quietly became one of the best places in the country to build an effective, affordable routine. That is genuinely new, and it is the reason a haul like this is even possible at these prices. Number 10 is a pimple patch, specifically the Hydrocolloid acne patches from Hero Cosmetics, which has quietly become one of the top-selling skincare brands in the entire store, and for good reason. Here is what makes these genuinely clever rather than a gimmick. A hydrocolloid patch is a little medical-grade dressing that you stick over a whitehead, and overnight it draws out the fluid, flattens the spot, protects it, and most importantly, physically stops you from picking at it, which is the thing that turns a one-day pimple into a 2-week scar. They are cheap, they work overnight, and they spare you the damage of squeezing. For anyone who breaks out occasionally, this is one of the highest value things in the entire beauty section, and it makes the expensive spot treatments look slow and silly by comparison. Keep a sheet in your bag, slap one on the moment you feel a spot brewing, and you wake up to it flattened. It is the rare product that works on the very first use, which is exactly why it has quietly become a top seller while the harsh drying gels gather dust. Number 9 is a bottle of Thayer's toner, the alcohol-free witch hazel and hyaluronic acid formula that has been a cult favorite for years and sits on the Target shelf for a fraction of what a prestige toner costs. Now, toner is a step a lot of people skip, and honestly you can, but if you enjoy that fresh, hydrated, balanced feeling after cleansing, this is the one to reach for because it does it gently. The key word is alcohol-free, because so many old-fashioned toners stripped and irritated the skin with alcohol, the exact opposite of what aging or sensitive skin needs. This one hydrates instead of strips, soothes instead of burns, and it costs about the price of 2 coffees, while the luxury versions ask $30 and $40 for the same simple job. Press it on with your hands or a cotton pad after cleansing, let it sink in before your serum, and it preps the skin to drink in everything that follows. Small bottle, small price, and a genuinely pleasant step if you want one, with nothing harsh in it to regret. Number 8 is Anything from The Ordinary, the brand that built its entire reputation on a single radical idea: sell the proven active ingredient in an honest concentration in a plain bottle for a few dollars, and tell you exactly what is in it. Target carries the range, and it is where the smart money shops because this is the brand that exposed the whole markup game. Their niacinamide for oil and marks, Their hyaluronic acid for hydration, their retinoids for aging, are the same molecules sitting inside creams that cost 10 times more, stripped of the fancy jar and the story. If you want to understand exactly what your skin is getting and pay only for the ingredient, this is the cart staple, and it quietly humiliates half the prestige counter. The one thing to know is that because these are honest, undiluted actives, you introduce them slowly and you do not pile 5 of them on at once. But used sensibly, a $10 shelf of these does what a $200 shelf claims to. Number 7 is a Naturium product, and this one matters because Naturium is essentially a Target exclusive, a brand built to deliver genuinely sophisticated, well-formulated treatments at a fraction of luxury pricing. This is where Target stops being just a place that stocks cheap basics and starts being a place with real, modern, results-driven skincare. Whether it is their vitamin C for brightening, their niacinamide, their peptide moisturizers, or their gentle exfoliating treatments, you are getting thoughtfully built formulas, the kind beauty editors actually rate, at a price that feels almost like a mistake. A brand like this existing at Target is exactly the quiet revolution the luxury industry does not want you to notice, because once you have tried it, the $300 version stops making sense. It is the brand that quietly answers the question every smart shopper eventually asks, which is, why am I paying so much more for the same ingredients? And the answer, once you have used it, is that you never had to. Number 6 is a CeraVe cleanser, and I will single out the foaming face wash with hyaluronic acid and niacinamide because it is a small masterclass in doing the basics right. CeraVe was developed with dermatologists, and it is built around the exact ingredients aging and compromised skin needs: ceramides to rebuild the barrier, hyaluronic acid to hydrate, and niacinamide to calm. A cleanser is the foundation of every routine, and the single most common mistake is using a harsh, stripping one that wrecks your barrier and ages your skin faster. This one cleans without stripping for a few dollars in a bottle big enough to last for months. The luxury cleansers charge $50 to do the same simple thing, and frequently do it worse. Buy the big pump bottle, use it morning and night, and a single purchase becomes the unglamorous backbone of your whole routine for half a year, which is exactly the kind of boring, brilliant value the counter can never match. Number 5 is one of the new K-beauty arrivals, because Target's 2026 expansion brought in its largest ever lineup of Korean skincare, and that genuinely matters because K-beauty is where a lot of the gentlest, most barrier-friendly innovation has been happening for years. Look for the soothing, hydrating heroes built around ingredients like centella, also called cica, for calming redness and irritation, snail mucin for hydration and repair, and the famously elegant Korean sunscreens that feel like nothing on the skin. These are the formulas the rest of the beauty world has been quietly copying, now sitting on the Target shelf at honest prices. If your skin is sensitive, reactive, or simply tired, this is the section to explore, because gentle and effective is the whole Korean philosophy. The Korean approach was never about doing more to your skin. It was about doing it more gently, protecting the barrier instead of attacking it. And that philosophy is precisely what stressed, over-exfoliated Western skin has been missing. Number 4 is a dermatologist-backed newcomer, because one of the smartest things Target did this year was bring in new derm-founded brands like Remedy by Dr. Munib Shah, alongside an expanded La Roche-Posay, the French pharmacy line that doctors around the world quietly swear by. This is the category to trust when your skin needs real help rather than a nice experience. Barrier-boosting moisturizers, peptide serums, soothing treatments built on actual clinical thinking instead of marketing. When a product comes from a dermatologist and is built around evidence, and it is sitting at Target prices instead of clinic prices, that is exactly the kind of quiet value the whole channel is about. Credibility without the markup is the rarest thing in beauty, and Target just stocked a shelf of it. These are the brands to reach for when you have a specific, stubborn concern, and you are tired of guessing, because a formula built by a dermatologist around real evidence is worth 10 built by a marketing department around a trend. Number 3 is a barrier and ingredient-focused pick from the new affordable lines. Target leaned into this year, like Prequel and Minimalist, brands built on a simple, honest promise: tell you exactly which active you are buying and what concentration, and charge you a fair price for it. This is the anti-hype corner of the new assortment, and it is where I would send anyone who wants to actually understand their routine. A focused niacinamide, a well-formulated peptide serum, a barrier moisturizer that names its ingredients proudly on the front instead of hiding behind a vague luxury story. These are the formulas for the woman who is done being dazzled and just wants to know what is in the bottle and whether it works, which, after everything, is most of us. There is a quiet confidence in a brand that prints its concentrations on the front of the bottle because it means it has nothing to hide and is not relying on a fragrance and a fantasy to make the sale. Number 2 is a humble little multitasker that beauty insiders never stop buying. A tube of a basic occlusive healing ointment or balm, the petrolatum-based kind from the brands that dominate Target's top sellers. This is the least glamorous thing on the entire list and one of the most useful. A thin layer seals in moisture better than almost any luxury cream by reducing water loss from the skin by over 98%, which is why dermatologists use it for slugging, for chapped lips, for cracked hands and heels, for sealing in your other products overnight, and for protecting compromised skin while it heals. It costs a few dollars, it lasts forever, and it quietly does the sealing job that $30 night creams charge a fortune to imitate. The cheapest tube in the aisle outperforms the fanciest jar at the one thing that matters most, holding moisture in. Dab it on your lips before bed, smooth it over dry patches, seal it over your night cream, and it does in one cheap tube what an entire category of luxury overnight masks charges a fortune to imitate. And number 1, the single most important skincare product on that entire shelf, the one that does more for your skin than the other 9 combined, is a good sunscreen. And Target's 2026 lineup is bursting with new ones, including the arrival of the cult favorite Supergoop and an expanded range of affordable everyday options. I need you to really hear this because it is the most important sentence in this video. Up to 90% of visible facial aging, the wrinkles, the spots, the sagging, the rough texture, comes not from age, but from the sun, which means a cheap, well-made sunscreen worn every single day is, measurably, the most powerful anti-aging product that has ever existed, more powerful than any serum or cream at any price. The $300 cream cannot undo the damage that happens in a parking lot at 2 in the afternoon, but a few dollars of Target sunscreen prevents it. Whether you grab the elegant Supergoop, a gentle Korean SPF, or the plain affordable bottle, this is the one product you genuinely should not leave the store without. Everything else on this list is a bonus. This one is the foundation, and do not save it for sunny days at the beach, because the damage is happening every day through clouds and through windows, which is exactly why the women with the best skin at 60 are the ones who wore it every single morning of their lives, rain or shine. And a few honorable mentions that did not make the main 10, but are absolutely worth grabbing if you see them. The gentle, fragrance-conscious moisturizers from the expanded pharmacy lines for anyone with sensitive skin, the affordable vitamin C options for brightening dullness, a simple soothing serum with centella for redness, and the big value lip balms and ointments near the registers that quietly outperform luxury lip treatments. None of these will break $20, and any one of them earns its place in a smart, no-nonsense routine. Now let me put it all together into how you would actually shop this, because the point was never to throw all 10 in the cart. The title says you need these, and I promise to be honest about that word, so here is the truth. You do not need all 10, and anyone selling you a 10-step routine is usually selling you 10 products where 3 would do. What you genuinely need is shockingly little. A gentle cleanser like the CeraVe, a barrier moisturizer or the healing balm to seal it in, one active that matches your goal, the niacinamide, the retinoid, the vitamin C, the peptide, and above everything, the sunscreen, every single morning. That is a complete, genuinely excellent routine. Cleanse, treat, moisturize, protect, built entirely from this list for less than the cost of one prestige serum, with the patches, the toner, and the K-beauty treats as nice extras when your skin or your mood calls for them. Let me be straight with you on a few honest points, because the truth serves you better than the hype, even in a video about what to buy. Target's inventory varies by store and online, so not every location will have every item I named at every moment, and the newest brands roll out unevenly, so treat this as a map of what to look for, not a guaranteed shelf. New does not automatically mean better either. A brand being a fresh, exciting arrival does not exempt it from the only test that matters, which is the ingredient list on the back, so keep checking that and let it guide you over the marketing on the front. Introduce actives like retinoids and acids slowly to avoid irritation. Patch test new products on your jaw for a couple of nights first, and remember that the real anti-aging heavy lifting, no matter what you buy, is done by the sunscreen and the consistency, not by any single exciting new bottle. Buy less than you think you need, use it consistently, and you will outperform someone with a bathroom full of hyped products they use twice and abandon. Here is what I really want you to take from this whole haul, because it is bigger than one store. What Target did this year, putting proven actives, dermatologist brands, cult K-beauty, and elegant sunscreens on the shelf for under $20, quietly proves the thing the luxury industry has spent decades hiding, that great skincare was never about the price or the prestige. It was always about the ingredients, and the ingredients were always cheap. The only thing the $300 counter ever really sold you that Target does not is the feeling of spending $300. Your skin never wanted the feeling, it wanted the formula, and the formula is sitting in a bright store between the groceries and the home goods, waiting for a fraction of the price. So on your next Target run, walk the refreshed beauty aisle slowly and actually look and build yourself a complete routine from this list. The cleanser, the moisturizer or balm, the one active your skin actually needs, and above all, the sunscreen. Skip the loud, pretty, overhyped arrivals screaming for your attention and reach for the quiet, proven, honestly priced ones hiding right beside them. Tell me down in the comments which of these 10 you are putting in your cart first, and which overpriced brand you are finally ready to leave behind at the counter. And if this is the kind of straight, money-saving guidance you have been looking for, the Beauty Armor is exactly where I keep it coming. 10 genuinely good products, almost all under $20, and the single most important one cheaper than your coffee. The best skincare was never behind a glass case. This week it is on a Target shelf, hiding in plain sight.